Okay, I'm about to get started. Let me mute this. Not mute, what am I saying? Let me put this on Do Not Disturb so I don't get disturbed. All right. I know what I forgot to do. All right, here's what we're doing today. All right. We get this question a million times during the live. I don't want people disrupting us, asking us what grant application we're doing right now. So it's above my head. All right. That is the application that we're going to go through today. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to pop up. All right. All right. So who's ready to fill out this grant application? Who's ready to fill out this grant application? Who's ready? Let me know you're ready. I'm not talking to myself. Hello. Oh, I think you followed me. I think. Where did I know this name from? Oh, you joined the group. That's where I know this name from. Okay. So if we are going to be doing this full time, we're consistently seeking funding, we're consistently applying to grants, you want to save your answers. All right. So go ahead and do that. Open a Word document, title the document the grant application that you're going to be doing. Maybe put when you did it, to put it through to make sure that you're being able to account for your follow-up flow. All right. And then from there, we are going to take the questions that they're asking. We're going to save the questions and save our answers to the question. All right. So that's how we're going to set ourselves up. We do this every single live. We set ourselves up by saving our answers so we can have good answers for the next time. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the qualification questions. We do not use the qualification questions or the qualifiers to disqualify ourselves. That's not what we do that for. We do this process just to make sure that we are aligning to what the grant funders are want to know, what their goals are, what their missions are. That's why we do this step. All right. While we're here, let's set a goal for today. For our goal for today, the live, last time we got to 3K. Let's see if we can get to 4K today. All right. So we're trying to get to 4K likes on this live before we leave. All right. So while you're listening, while you're getting all this good information about how to be competitive on your application, go ahead, just tap the screen. Just tap while you're listening. That's all you got to do. So we can get to 4K likes before we get off this live. All right. So first and foremost, this is the 2023 Fearless Drivers Grant Contest. All right. This says Black women-owned businesses are vital to our economy, yet receive less than 1% of venture capital funding. This is true. Fearless Fund is deepening its commitment to this community with the launch of the 2023 Fearless Drivers Grant Contest. With MasterCard pricing, we'll be awarding 4 lucky small businesses across the country with $20,000 grants. All right. While we're listening, go ahead and tap the screen, like the live, share the live, that whole thing. All right. We're trying to get to 4K likes before we leave. All right. So what else? All right. So they're going to be funding $20,000 grants. They're also going to be funding digital tools to help the businesses grow online and mentorship so that they can continue to bolster their business. Good morning. So that's what the award is. So the award is not just $20,000. It's also digital tools to help grow their business online and mentorship. All right. So there are 4 entry periods. I think we're going to be going through one of the last entry periods, okay? Because this one is due 8/31. So if you listen really closely, if you take notes, if you are diligent about kind of answering your questions, you have until the 31st to get this submitted, and you have plenty of time to work through your answers, okay? That's 1. 2, no purchases necessary. This is a skill-based contest. Good morning, Nikki. How are you, babe? This is a skill-based contest, okay? So that means that these answers are going to have to be good answers, all right, y'all? So if we're listening and we are applying the examples, the knowledge to our businesses, we increase our chances of winning. Yes? Yes. All right. Program eligibility. Business must be at least 51% Black women owned, excuse me. So that means that if you have a business partner, I'm doing very well, thank you. So if you have a business partner, right, where you split up the ownership of the company, the person who is the woman, if let's say it was a man that you built this company with, the woman has to have majority ownership. All right, they have to have the majority vote. So that is how that is going to be structured. Okay, this is how you're going to increase your chances if you are aligned with this. All right, they would like that you are generating revenue already. Okay, all right. So they want a minimum of $50,000, and that's what's strongly preferred. Now, this is good because a lot of people come on the lives and they're asking, hey, can we get funding if we have not generated any revenue, or if we only have an idea, or if we're pre-seed or pre-revenue or pre-whatever, right? This is not one of those grants. Okay, I'm not saying that to disqualify yourself. I'm just saying this is not one of those. So if you are going to still apply, you have to have really strong answers, or at least a minimally viable product to demonstrate why you should win despite not meeting that eligibility requirement. All right. Thank you, Nikki. You guys just run this live up. We trying to get to 4K. All right. The likes, the shares, all that stuff, it really does help. Whenever you get on live and you spend at least 30 minutes to an hour to hour and a half, the algorithm really rewards you. So when I say run it up, I really mean run it up, okay? I don't ask for money for these things. I just ask that you like the live. That's all I ask, all right? So now, the grant contest, okay? Grantees receive, we already know what they receive. Okay, there are no other program eligibilities. You have to have a business formed within the United States, and operating in the United States, all right? So the entry period that we're going to be applying for is the one that's 8/1 to 8/31, because the other one's are already done. All right. So any questions about that before we move on? Any questions? Okay. So I had the application open. If anybody let me know if they have the application open or not. So I know how fast to go, how far to go, because I can zip through this. But I want to make sure that you guys are staying on track and we're pacing, okay? Now, I don't have it open. Okay, so I think you should go ahead and take a few minutes, not a few minutes, take a minute or two and go ahead and open this, and I'll wait. And while you're doing that, I will go ahead and read some more of the eligibility criteria. So that was on the outside. When we actually go into the actual application, there's more program rules. So I'm going to read the program rules inside of the application, right? So I'm not going to go through the other ones. You have to be 21 or 18, depending on the state that you live in. You have to be a legal resident of the United States, okay? The principal owner is a U.S.-based small business, so that means the person who has the majority is a U.S. small business owner, all right? For the purpose of this contest, small business means a business with an annual revenue of $3 million or less in the calendar year. well, to 2022 for this example, right? Your business has to be physically located within the U.S. Yes, we know. So business structures that they are looking for or can be is a sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, or any other legal entity that employs no more than 50 individuals on a full-time or part-time basis. All right. So what else? I'm just reading some more things while you guys are getting set up. Okay. So let me know when you're done so I know to move on. Okay. All right, cool. So, you guys are highly encouraged to read the program rules when you are going through these applications, because there might be sneaky little information somewhere tucked away in there that you might want to know that could be relevant to your business, okay? I'm not going to go through all of it right now because we're already 13 minutes in, and we need to go through the application, all right? So let's go to the general application. This is typically just going to be identifying information for you, your business, the industry that you're in, and then they're going to ask you for social media handles. I'm just going to do a quick overview of this because there are certain key things I think you should do, right? First and foremost, your email address should be the email address tied to your business. Not a Gmail, not a Yahoo, not a AOL. All right, y'all? For real. Okay? If you have a business website, your business website typically comes with emails, or you can purchase additional email like packages and stuff. Get info at the baseline, because every user that you add, like for example, Gmail user, like the Gmail admin panel, they charge per individual. Thank you. They charge per individual email address that you have, right? So if you have to have one email address that everything just goes to, just put info at your company name or your website name.com. All right. Now, phone number should be also a business number. It should not be a personal number. 888-800-877, something that looks professional. All right. All right. Legal business name is the name that you incorporate it with, not a DBA, not something else that kind of stands in place of your business, but your business name. When you incorporate it and you said, this is the name of my business, this is how the state recognizes you, that is the name you're going to put in there. Current number of employees, business website, business address, business phone number, we know all that. Gross revenue for 2022, you can put that in. Industry type, they have a bunch of selections. If you don't have that selection there, there's an other, and you can put whatever industry is appropriate for you. Now, social media, all right? They're asking for your business social media. However, some people mix in their business social medias with their personal social medias. And I use this example all the time, all right? If you are twerking on a handstand on your business pages, no go, no dice, all right? If the business and personal are not separate, do not put them on here. Please, I beg, because they are judging you on this. I don't care. Entertainment, that's the entertainment value for me. I don't give a damn. But these people do, okay? They want to know that your business page is your business page, because if they're going to be providing you with resources to grow your business online presence, then how are they going to be doing that when your business and your personal information is all intermingled? So no, okay? Let's make sure that we're keeping that information separate. For rule of thumb for me, you don't have to listen to this, you don't have to follow this guideline, but rule of thumb for me, I only ever use LinkedIn because it's perceived as professional, okay? Cool. Next. All right, we're gonna go to the application essay questions. There's only a couple questions, so we shouldn't really be here too long. The first question is, why did you start your business and what makes it unique? Okay. Now, this is not a trick question, but it could be, how you format it could be tricky. Okay. If you have a story behind your brand related to why you started, they want to know the brand story. And this is 500 words. So actually all the answers are 500 words. So you pretty much have to be somewhat succinct. Okay. They want to know the brand story, but they also want to know what part of the story was the igniting point Okay? What was the charge? What was the little spark that led you to see the market opportunity that you're now taking advantage of? Okay? For example, let's say you are let's use Super Scent's business as an example, because I really like her. I like her marketing. I like her how she packages everything. Okay? Super Scent was coming online. Her page was very personal. She's probably one of the very few people I think I've seen mix personal and business pages well. She came online. We liked her because of her personality. We liked her because of her story times, and she was very comedic, right? Cool. Now, one of the things is she shared story time. So her sharing her story time about her struggling to do her makeup was native to her branding and her platform. She wasn't doing something that was off brand. She was sharing a life experience, and she said, hey, I'm trying to do my makeup. This is coming out trash. Somebody help me. How do I do my eyebrows? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then her brand, because so many, I guess the engagement that came from that led to her subsequently being able to transition into having a makeup line. It came from her own struggle of being able to do her own makeup. So why you started your business, if it was Super Scent situation, I would say something along the lines of, I started my own business due to a market opportunity I realized when I shared a story about my makeup struggles, and I noticed the engagement for the people who had the same struggle. So I wanted to fill that market need. All right. Now, what makes her brand unique? Because the second part of that question is what makes it unique, right? First of all, it's the branding and the marketing. Okay. Because there's really nothing unique about makeup, if we're being honest. All right. It's pretty much how, when you're using really mostly everything, unless you're solving a new problem. But when you're using things like makeup, cosmetics, skincare, your approach or your packaging or your branding or how you plan on marketing, I do not do branding. No, not my forte. All right. The reason, all right, we're at 2.2K likes. We're trying to get to 4K by the end of this live. Smash that like button. All right. Smash it, smash it, smash it. That's your one job while we're here. All right. Well, second job. Do the grant. Make sure you're getting the information for the grant application. But the second job is to like that. Smash that like button. All right. So, what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So, what makes her brand unique is the nostalgia factor in her branding. Okay? Literally play on a name, crayon, that her demographic, her target demographic can identify with. Because if you're in my age group, you were playing with crayons. We're in the same age group. I'm in the same age group as Super. All right? So crayons are very much nostalgic. The packaging of her brand was very much nostalgic. Easy money. Okay? Plus, she integrated it so well into herself that I think is what makes it so unique, because it's literally an extension of her in a way, right? And then it has that nostalgia factor that her base can highly identify with, okay? There might be other things that make her brand unique. I'm not in her business, literally like not in her business, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe I haven't seen a campaign of Super's. Maybe I'm not her target demographic, and that's why I haven't seen them. But as far as the campaigns, that could be something that they do different, or their go-to-market strategy was something that was either like super aggressive or innovative, or something that will allow them to be different from every other makeup company that exists. Yes? Do we understand that answer? Okay, great. Now, the second question is asking, where do you see yourself in your business in 1 year? Now, this question, I want you to take a couple of words to describe what your position is in the company. And then when you're talking about the company, when you're talking about the yourself part, right? Where do you see yourself? Currently, this is where I am, okay? And then when you're answering that question, you want to say, as an extension of my current position, this is how I seek to grow. All right. So for example, if I say I am a financial strategist, so this example is relevant, right? If I say I'm a financial strategist, I would answer, currently I'm a financial strategist. This is the demographic I serve. This is the problem I'm solving. I understand that right now with my capacity, this is my ability to continue providing this service or whatever. But as I grow in a year from now for myself, what I hope to is become a better professional as far as like understanding my industry, right? That's one thing that you can talk about, is you learning new things about your industry. Okay, that will help you be a more well-rounded professional within that industry. Up leveling your skills, learning new skills, gaining new connections, networking with people in your industry, right? So that you can continue to grow. That could be for yourself. And your business, I want you to quantify this answer, okay? I don't want you to give me an answer or give them an answer, really, that is just like, oh, I want my business to grow. We're not doing that, all right? Not in the year of our Lord 2023, and not after we've done almost 50 applications. Y'all not gonna do me like that, all right? Y'all not gonna embarrass me on this application like that. You know what I'm talking about? If you know, remember your mama, how she would tell you that you're gonna embarrass her? Y'all not gonna embarrass me like this, okay? Thank you. We're gonna quantify our answer. If you have revenue, right? And even if you don't have revenue, it doesn't matter. If you have revenue, one of the things you're going to talk about is your revenue goals and how you plan on generating. Damn it. Is it coming out? Sheesh, I thought it was gone. Dang, I didn't know I still had an accent. Whatever. Anyway, it's cool. Thank you for pointing that out, okay? So she just called out my New York accent, but I thought it was gone. I haven't lived there in years. Anywho, right? Where do you see yourself and your business in 1 year? Okay, so your business. I need you to give an answer about what growth would look like. Yes, you want your business to grow. So in 1 year, you see your business growing from its current goal or current status to whatever you want your goal to be. If you want more visibility, what does that mean for your company? Visibility, how you're going to plan on getting that. More customers, more leads. Got you. More leads. What does that look like? How are you going to quantify getting more leads? Are you going to form more strategic partnerships? Do you already have strategic partnerships and you want to get more strategic partnerships? What are you going to be doing that's going to be moving your business forward in 1 year? All right. But if you say strategic partnerships, how do strategic partnerships help you grow? All right. Not just, I want to form more strategic partnerships. Not just, I want to grow. Don't give me answers like that. All right, y'all. Thank you. Do we understand that, or do we need more examples? Okay, good. And thank you for the engagement, girl, because I be feeling like I'm talking to myself. And when you guys respond, I really understand that you understand, and I'm not just on here talking to myself. By the way, we're at 2.5K. We're getting to 4K before we leave, all right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions, and we're out of here. So do what you want with that information. How do you leverage technology as part of your day-to-day operations, online presence, and marketing? How would you like to improve and grow your business digitally? All right. Currently, if you use anything, and when I say anything, I mean anything. If you are using a calendar to auto-generate your post, okay? For example, you are, like one of those scheduling calendar things, that could be part of your marketing, all right? You batch your content, you plan it out, and you have a campaign that you want to make sure that you're setting up so that you're always posting consistently and you're reaching your target demographic, something like that, right? But leveraging technology could be a function. And I would say, I'm going to tell you some keywords that definitely you should integrate, but look into if you really don't understand them. I'm not telling you just to say something, all right? Because you're going to be talking and expounding on how this impacts your business, all right? So, good morning, Sharita. How are you? All right, so this is going to be one thing that you should consider mentioning is process automation. Okay, so what processes in your business do you currently have? How can you automate them? 2, 3, how can you integrate artificial intelligence to do that? And the reason why I'm mentioning all these things, and you're going to research them because you have till August 31st, all right? You're going to research them because process automation, especially when it's AI integrated, helps you save money. A lot of money. Helps you do things more quickly and efficiently. It eliminates human error, all right? Especially if you are in an industry where you're dealing with a lot of highly sensitive information, these are buzzwords that you should definitely be using, all right? Even if you're not dealing with highly sensitive information, if you have a sales process and you can qualify leads without hiring a sales professional, do that, right? Because it's going to save you money. What are we working on today? This is the application right here, babe. All right? So, all of these things help you to create a system. When this happens, that happens. When that happens, that happens. And it's like a chain reaction. All of those chain reactions allow you to be able to do that, create a process, create a system. It's autonomous. So, for example, somebody comes to your pipeline, they get an email, the email sends them a code, they get the code that goes into the course has, the course is systemized so that it drips the information down to them, whatever it is, okay? That is a process, that's a system. Now this is automated. No one is handling and what is it, like pulling the levers behind that, leverage, right? Levers, nobody's pulling the levers behind that. This is fully autonomous, okay? And this could be for your marketing, your website, your social media, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just what process could you do that in your data? The question is day to day, all right? So this could definitely be sales. This could definitely be marketing. This could definitely be your finances, all right? How would you like to improve and grow that digitally? That is up to you. I'm gonna leave that answer, up to you guys, because only you know what you need to grow and improve. But I will say, if you're going to answer this question, make sure that it's something that is going to move the needle, like literally point for point for you. So right now, if you're having a visibility issue, and that's the reason why you're not growing your online presence, I would say something about marketing. And how you can improve that is maybe you need a bigger marketing budget, or maybe you need to improve your systems around your marketing, or maybe you need a better way to qualify leads, something. All right. Anybody have any questions about that? Because this question can go on forever, really, because systems are really intricate. They're complex. Automating it is simple-ish if you know what you're doing. And then integrating AI is somewhat new, so there's so many tools that you could access. So we could really go into this for an hour alone. So if you understand the gist of what I'm saying, let me know. If you don't, tomorrow in the community, we have a Feedback Friday. So if you're going to submit this application, you can come in with your answers and I can help you streamline them. So there's a link in the bio, 6-figure grant winner community. All right. That is where you can come in to do the Feedback Friday. So if you answer these questions and you want any feedback on them and you're not sure about how you answered it, come and join us for the Feedback Friday. Always quantify every response. There's no response that you do not quantify. Not one. If you're going to say, especially if it's something that can be quantified, right? Like how you feel about something, you can't quantify that. But if it's something that you're saying, how would you like to improve and grow your business digitally? Growth can be measured, okay? Growth can always be measured, period. We have, like, if you look at a chart, like I have a 2-year-old, right? When I look at her growth chart, they're literally pulling data points from kids that have been measured across time, over time. And they're putting her data point on that chart and showing me measurably where she is on that data, right? So you can measure growth, always measure growth. I'm looking at her growth and tracking her growth. Growth can be measured. Improvements can be measured, because if you're doing something that's one way, improving on it will mean that you have to look at what's going on and look at the systems of it to know how you're going to change that. So you can measure that too, okay? Any questions on that before? Any other questions on that before we move forward? My mouth is dry. Any other questions? All right, we are down to 3 questions. All right. and we're stuck at 2.8. We're leaving here with 4, right, guys? All right, just saying, because that's the agreement that we made with each other, that we would leave here with 4K likes on this live before we left. All right. So now this question is going to be on almost every grant application. So you might as well really just say, if you're not going to save any of the questions, save this one, because everybody asks this question, or they should ask this question anyway. All right. So if you're selected for this grant, how would you use the funds in the next year? Okay. So I've gone on live and I've said, and I've also posted about this. Grants are not free money. Okay. That's a donation. And we're going to talk about the language of money one day really soon, because I realize that people don't understand the language behind this, right? Grants are not free money. Donations are free money. Grants are money that are set aside for businesses to meet specific objectives in their business. Yes? Yes. With that being said, how you're going to use the funds are going to be tied to an objective. All right? Uno. Dos is we're going to talk about how we're going to parse out the funds. If you are doing a new initiative, if you're creating a new project, the first part of your funding will go to first time cost, first time development cost, first time project cost, first time cost. All right. So one time cost that you only have to pay for one time, and you never have to pay for it again unless you are redeveloping it for some reason. All right. A logo, one-time cost. You typically only have to purchase a logo one time, and then you keep using that. You keep repurposing that logo, right? Maybe you buy a license for a product. You only have to use that license one time, and you keep moving forward. You get the point. All right. So you're going to outline your one-time cost, your one-time startup cost. You're going to put that in a little bucket. Okay. Then the next bucket is going to be your annual operating cost. All right. So here are the costs that you have to account for no matter what happens in your business. Doesn't matter if your clients fall off, if you get funded, it doesn't matter. You need these costs to keep running your business every single day. So these are rent, utilities, all of the things, okay, that you need to keep running your business. This is going to drive me crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. Those are those costs. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. So now, if you want to take it a step further, if you're ambitious, if you're a winner, if you're really about that life, all right? If you're really about that life, you're going to find some space. You're going to make space in that 800 words, and you're going to talk about the costs that you want to, and how you're going to justify those costs and why you need to justify those costs, okay? So for example, let's say I give, and I got to remember another point. Let's say I want to, one of the costs is rent, all right? And no, forget that. Let's say one of the costs is a license. I'm going to give you an example of my company, right? So I deal with a lot of highly sensitive financial data, highly sensitive, right? One of my costs, if I was developing a new product, would be an encryption software, all right? So that whenever someone's encryption software, but also an encrypted file sharing software. So that when me and a client are transmitting data, I'm making sure that their data is encrypted and safe. I can justify that cost because I can say something along the lines of, if there's a data breach in my company, it's going to cost me more, possibly ruin my company, to deal with that data breach than just paying $2,700 for this encryption software every year. Right? Do we get that? So I'm not just saying what I need the funds for, as far as like the one-time startup cost or the annual operating cost. I'm also talking about the justification for why those costs are there. Now, if you have space, because this is only 500 words, which is a good amount of words, but still, if you have space after you've done all of that, then you can talk about if your project, if you do the math and you find out that your one-time startup costs and your annual operating costs there's a discrepancy between the funding and those costs. Like, let's say your costs come up to $60,000, but they're funding $50,000. You need to put somewhere in there that you recognize that the funding is not going to meet all of your objectives for this initiative, for this project, for whatever. However, you're going to make up those costs by however you're going to make up those costs. That could be loans, another grant, your personal contribution, friends and family, a campaign, whatever. All right? Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Somebody, anybody? Okay, cool. So now the second to last question is going to be, how would this grant impact your business long term? I would answer this question by doing something called theories of change in business, all right? You can Google theories of change in business if you're not sure what that is. That is going to be a way that you can measure specific outcomes. Typically, it's related to a product or service, and that's fine. But you can also really do this with your business costs as well. All right, because they're asking about how the grant, having this money into your business, is going to help you. If you have never done a projections like table before or a sheet before, then you can use that format. But if you've done a projection, you have projections, what you can do is talking about how when the funds are applied, it will impact your growth rate. All right? Usually, having money to run your project is going to help you accelerate your growth. You could talk about the percentage of that growth versus how funding would look if you don't have it, right? So, for example, you say with funds applied within the first year, we can grow by 39%. You're probably going to grow more, but 39% is nominal, right? Excuse me. But let's say without the funds and you don't have those costs to cover your startup costs, for example, you would only be able to grow 17%. So you could talk about the difference between 39 and 17 and how having a grant would allow, and what the profit for each of those scenarios is too, right? So profit when the grant is applied, profit when grant is not applied. All right? This is for people who have that in place, who understand their growth rate, who have that information. For those who do not, you can talk about the first part of that. All right? That is going to be something along the lines of a theories of change. So when you apply these funds, this is going to be the net impact to your business, right? Funding will allow you to be able to protect your business if it's a trademark. It will allow you, and that impact you could just talk about what trademarks do to protect your business, right? Or you could talk about, what else? What's another business thing? You could talk about how having the funds will allow you to make necessary purchases for client relationships. So having a CRM, right? A client relationship manager or management system will allow you to be able to better improve your client experience or your customer experience, right? Improve customer experience. How are you measuring that? Because we're quantifying everything, right? How are you measuring the improved customer experience? All right. Are you getting feedback? Is this going to be sales? How are you quantifying that information? Do we understand that? We're at the last question and we're at 3.1K likes. So we have 900-ish likes to get before we leave here, y'all. All right. Okay, good. So now the question is, what advice would you share with other business owners like yourself that you have learned if given the opportunity? This question, there's no trick question here. I would say maybe just try to talk about something that you've overcome, though. Definitely talk about something that you have worked through and done successfully. Don't like throw yourself under the bus. We don't do self-deprecation here. Talk about something that you have successfully accomplished and how you would pass that on, right? So let's say you have a great sales system. Let's just go with sales. You have a great sales system, and what you learned is that having a great sales system, having a great individual who is working in your business, quantifying, okay, working in your business can increase your revenue by 100%, right? Let's give that example. What you could share with business owners is that you used to do this by yourself. You used to do this yourself. You used to try to do everything in your business by yourself, and you realized that that was not sustainable, and that once you realized onboarding someone will allow you to work in your business versus on your business, that was the moment of clarity that allowed you to get someone that was skilled and well positioned within your company to be able to provide that additional support for you. And that in turn allowed you to see a return on your investment of X amount. Okay, because we're quantifying everything. It shows intentionality, and it shows that you understand your business. All right. Last note, I'm going to actually go back to how, they're not numbered. So if you were selected for this grant, how would you use the funds in the next year? We're going to talk about mentioning their names. Okay. Whenever we apply for grants, and when they ask you what you're going to do with the money, you're going to say funding from Fearless Fund will allow my company name to accomplish XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. Okay. It shows intentionality. It shows that you're really interested in working with them. You know what I mean? Like, and if they ever ask any additional questions about like why you want to work with us, do research about that company and how you align with them. Don't make stuff up. Just if you find one point, take that point and expound on it. All right. 12:45. Okay. Last thing is going to be uploads, right? So they're asking you to upload a headshot and a high resolution product photo. If you don't have any product photos, then that's not relevant. It's optional anyway. And then for the headshot, it says no selfies. Because we're professionals, we have a headshot. Yeah. If you do not have a headshot, I'm not calling you unprofessional, but I'm saying you have tools like AI generated headshots that you could just upload a couple of your personal pictures and it will generate a headshot for you. I didn't think it looked like me, but I've been using one that I found generated on a headshot thing for the last couple months, and it's working. I have not taken a headshot in years, really. Just been using that AI generated one. So I don't remember what the AI generated tools are. Let me give them to you before we leave. AI generated headshot tool. I'll give you the one I use when I remember the name. Do I remember the name? Okay, AI generated headshot. Maybe let me just put headshot and not tool. Don't remember, but there's a ton. Okay, the one I did was try it on AI. So try it on like trying on a dress. Try it on AI.com. That's the one I use. I can't speak for the other ones because I haven't tried them. So, and there we go, guys. 4.3K likes. I knew you could do it. I knew y'all were not gonna let me down. Just like you're not gonna let me down with these applications, right? So again, open invitation. If you are part of the community, there is a Feedback Friday tomorrow. All right. You can come with your grant questions. These should already be questions that are that you've tried to work through. Please, I beg. Okay. Let's say you go into this application and you're like, Nat, I want to know if this is a good way to format this answer. What do you think about this? How can I improve on this? Check your likes. 4.5. I don't even need to look at this point. You know why? Because, yes, I do. I don't even need to look at the likes at this point because I know y'all got me. I'm not even concerned. I'm not concerned about it. All right. So Feedback Friday tomorrow in the 6-figure grant winner community. I'm not going to be answering the questions on live. I'm going to be answering for the questions for the people who join me on the Zoom. Okay. It will be live streamed, but you're not going to be, I'm not going to be answering the questions on live. These are for people inside of the community. All right. So come with worked out questions and see how I do answer questions privately. Yes, I do. Okay. So you can see how you come in with your questions already formatted. We can see how you either need to work it and improve it, or maybe other points that you can use to quantify based on your business. I'm going to say this here. There's a sign up sheet in my in the link in my bio. You can just send an email there. All right. So, or if you join the 6-figure grant winner community, 6-figure grant winner community. So how do I sign up to talk to you, and where is the Zoom link? If you are in the 6-figure grant winner community, you have direct access to me. We can direct message each other. Okay. So my other statement was, what was I saying? So that's how you're going to get the link. I am on Instagram. It's in my bio. That's actually where the calendar for all of the lives are. Okay. So when we're going to go live, what we're going to do on a week-to-week basis. That's how we just started doing that. All right. Well, yeah, me. So there's that. And then I announce the live times every single day that we do go live. So you're going to know when we're going live that day. All right. What other announcements do I have for you? And there was one other thing I have to tell you. Okay. Yes. There is going to be a nonprofit government grant funding training on July the 20th. All right. That is an open invitation. You do not have to pay for it. It's a free training. You don't have to be a community member to do it. If you're not ready to join the community, that's okay. But the link is also in the bio. It's called Nonprofit Novice. And we have someone coming in who is aware of how the resources and tools to navigate an RFP, to navigate forming a nonprofit, going through the nonprofit, grant matching, all the things. All right. That's the benefit of being in that community. Because once it's behind the paywall, everybody in that community got it for free. All right. It's for free this time, but just letting you know. All right. So if you're interested in nonprofit, adding a nonprofit element to your business, something like that, that is going to be a free training. I would encourage you that if you are going to join us, 5.1K, I appreciate you, girl. I know you got me. I'm not even concerned about it. She's like, look at the lives. I'm not concerned. I know y'all got me. I'm not concerned about it. Right. So, if you are interested, even if you're not interested in starting a nonprofit, I would suggest that you still come, because if you're going to learn about government contracting or government funding with us, you're going to need to know how to navigate an RFP. RFP means a request for proposal. That is standard. All right. She's going to be giving resources about that too. So join anyway. Get the insight, get the knowledge, get the background. All right. So with that being said, it is 12:51. We surpassed our 4K goal. Thank you. I'm very grateful and gracious for you guys joining me today. I hope this information was useful. And with that being said, Feedback Friday tomorrow inside of the community if you are interested in getting feedback on your questions. All right. Y'all have a blessed day.